Thank you so much for all the support you gave me, guys.
Okay.
Today, I got promoted.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Welcome to Lmd Newsweek. I'm Ashwini Vethakan. We begin with a look at the COVID-19 situation in the island. As of this week, the total number of COVID-19 infected patients in the island currently stands at 81,933, with the number of recoveries reaching 76,961, and the total number of deaths now stands at 459. Sri Lanka's recovery rate has risen by 4 percentage points to 94%. The Cabinet has granted approval to purchase 10 million Oxford AstraZeneca vaccines at the cost of $52.5 million as a direct procurement from the Serum Institute of India. In addition, the Sri Lanka State Pharmaceutical Corporation will enter into an agreement with AstraZeneca to buy 3.5 million vaccines manufactured by the pharmaceutical company. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka is also considering procuring the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine. According to the Secretary to the State Ministry of Primary Healthcare, Epidemics and COVID Disease Control, the Pfizer vaccine would also receive approval from the National Medicines Regulatory Authority. On Thursday, the island received 500,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccines ordered from India. Sri Lanka's acting health minister said the 500 doses of the Covishield vaccine arrived from a new batch that was ordered under an agreement between the State Pharmaceuticals Corporation of Sri Lanka and the Serum Institute of India. A Gazette notification was issued on Thursday giving permission for the burial of bodies of those who died due to the COVID-19 infection. And now for a public service announcement. Should you need any clarification or assistance for COVID-19 and the vaccination drives, please contact the Health Promotion Bureau on 071 010 7107. That's 071 010 7107. Or contact your area's public health inspector. And now for a roundup of local news. Earlier this week, Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan was in Sri Lanka for a 2-day visit, where he met the president for talks focusing on increasing trade and investment. He also stressed the need for stronger cooperation in dealing with matters related to security, terrorism and organized crime, and announced a new $50 million defense credit line facility to Sri Lanka. On Wednesday, political leaders representing the Northern Province met with the United States Ambassador of Sri Lanka in Kokuville, Jaffna. The discussions focused on issues pertaining to lands in the Northern Province, human rights, and political confusion. The Department of Examinations will set up 40 special examination centers for students exposed to COVID-19, enabling them to sit for the 2020 GCE O-Level examination. According to the department, 50,000 officers will be directed to these centers. The exams are set to commence on the 1st of March and will be held until the 10th of March. Moving on to business news, the much-delayed Personal Data Protection Bill is expected to be gazetted in May. According to the Information and Communication Technology Agency, the final draft of the bill has been amended after consultations with various stakeholders. The new bill aims to regulate the processing of personal data, designate a data protection authority, safeguard the rights of citizens referred to as data subjects, and regulate the dissemination of unsolicited messages using personal data. Sri Lankan shares ended lower on Monday, snapping 3 sessions of gains as industrial and financial stocks declined. The benchmark stock index ended at 2.57%, lower at 7,597.51. Trading volume on the CSE All-Share Index fell to 130.4 million from 199.5 million in the previous session. In other news, Cabinet approval has been granted to expand the industrial zone in Kaluthara by absorbing a Crown land plot of almost 2 hectares in an adjoining zone. On Monday, the Minister of Industries presented the proposal to expand the zone and also distribute plots of land among industrialists under the Regional Industrial Zones Development Program after laying the required infrastructure facilities. And now for a roundup of global news. The total number of COVID-19 cases exceeds 113 million, with the recovered number surpassing 88 million, while the number of fatalities is over 2 million. The worldwide COVID-19 deaths have exceeded the 2.5 million mark, with the highest death toll from the US totaling to 520,785. On a global scale, the number of cases continues to spike by around 5.5 million in the last 14 days, although this is less than the 6 million hike in the previous fortnight. As for the global vaccine rollout, 103 nations, including Sri Lanka, have administered 220 million doses so far, with the US having 66 million, China with 40 million, and the UK with 19 million. Australia has passed a law that is a first for the world aimed at making Google and Facebook pay for news content that is on their platforms. The News Code legislation has been fiercely opposed by the US tech giants. However, both companies have now committed to paying lucrative sums to some big Australian publishers outside of the code. These new deals have been viewed as a compromise by the tech giants. American President Joe Biden said on Wednesday that he would seek $37 billion in funding for legislation to supercharge chip manufacturing in the United States. As a shortfall of semiconductors has forced the country's automakers and other manufacturers to cut production, Biden also signed an executive order aimed at addressing the global semiconductor chip shortage that has alarmed the White House and members of Congress. And in other news, Asian stocks jumped on Thursday after US Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell reaffirmed interest rates would stay low for a long time, calming market fears that higher inflation might prompt the central bank to tighten the monetary spigot. Wrapping things up, we look at the world of sports. Tiger Woods is currently recovering from major surgery on his right leg after being involved in a high-speed single-car accident outside Los Angeles earlier in the day. Woods suffered comminuted open fractures to both the upper and lower portions of his tibia and fibula in his right leg, as well as damage at the ankle bones and trauma to the muscles and soft tissue of the leg, according to an update released via his social media account on Tuesday night. The International Olympic Committee has named Brisbane, Australia as the preferred bidder to host the 2032 Olympic Games. The IOC's Future Host Commission recommended that the governing body enters targeted dialogue with Brisbane bid organisers and the Australian Olympic Committee. Akshar Patel and Ravichandran Ashwin spun India to a test match victory against England inside of 2 days in the third test played at the revamped Motera Stadium. While England were bowled out for 112 and 81 in their 2 innings, India was skittled out for 145 in their first innings and was set a target of 81, which Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill negotiated with ease. This marks one of the shortest test matches in the history of the sport. That's all the news we have for you this week. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for watching and stay safe.